Hello everyone, my name is Grace Raymond and I'm a fiber artist currently studying at Savannah College of Art and Design. Today I'm bringing you along on a little journey of knitting my first garment, which is super exciting because I have never knit a garment before and I've also never followed a pattern, like a written pattern before. So this is all very brand new to me. I'm a crocheter myself, so I feel like knitting and crochet can't be that different, right? It's basically the same principles. So I'm really excited to be trying knitting my first garment today. I've crocheted many garments before. I've freehanded stuff, I've followed patterns, done all that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to hopefully learning some new techniques with knitting because the only thing I've knit so far in my life is a headband. And I was following a YouTube tutorial. So I'm really excited to learn how to read patterns and everything, especially with reading knitting patterns because I know how to read crochet patterns, but the terminology is different. And I'm super excited to learn how to read a knitting pattern and, learn all that terminology and advance my skills. And I felt like, as a crocheter, I've always been kind of taking an anti-knitting stance. I know, surprising, isn't it? However, I do feel like as a fiber artist, I should learn to knit and I should give it a chance, even though it might not be my favorite over crocheting, but that's okay. Any excuse to play with yarn, am I right? Anyway, I just got all cozied up for the night to do some knitting, and I think that I'm just gonna get started here and I'll put in a few clips of me knitting earlier tonight, and then we'll go along until I'm finished with my tank top. So if that sounds like fun, why don't you come along with me and we'll knit a tank top together. Good morning, everyone. I just woke up and I think it's time to make some coffee because I'm a little bit tired. But yeah, today I plan to do some more knitting, working on the tank top project. So yeah, come along with me. Hi everyone. I just got back from class today and I stopped by our local resale art supply shop called Starlandia. It's one of my favorite places to go in Savannah. I picked up a warping board. For those of you who don't know what a warping board is, it is a tool used for weaving to basically measure out your warping threads, which are the threads that go vertical. Basically, what you do is you take a string and you find a pathway on the board through the pegs, crossing at one section, and then you take your warp threads and follow the same pathway up and down until you have the exact number of threads that you'll need. This warping board was only $35, which is really exciting because most of the ones I've seen online are upwards of $150. So I felt like this was a really good buy. The only thing wrong with it is that this side moves a little bit because it's missing a couple screws. And that's such an easy fix that I thought this would be a really great purchase. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, like I said, I just got back from class and I think I'm gonna eat some dinner and then I'm gonna work on some painting for my digital surface design class. I need to have about 8 motifs for the new patterns that I'm going to make for this next project. And basically, I decided to paint my motifs because that's what I did for the last project and it turned out really well and I really liked how my paintings looked. So this time I think I'm gonna go for more of like a watercolor style as before I went for more gouache. So I think I'm going to get started on that right after I have some dinner. Hello everyone, welcome back to the vlog. So basically, I just finished painting for my class. I'm gonna do a little bit more tomorrow. I'm not quite finished yet. But before I went to bed, I wanted to show you a couple things. I wanted to show you where I am with my knitting, but I also wanted to show you a crochet project that I've been working on. So let's do the crochet project first. So this is her. She's absolutely beautiful. I love her so much. I'm loving the combination of the green and purple together. It's not really colors that I typically go for, but I feel like I can make it work. Basically, what I'm going to be turning this into is I'm going to be making a poncho. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crochet two rectangles about this tall, and obviously this wide. So I'm going to connect the two at the top, leaving a hole for my head. And basically it'll be a poncho that you can wear two ways. One, just like the regular rectangle with the panels going like this on front and back of my arm. And then the second way that I could be able to wear it is turning it on its side and having it be a V-neck, and then meeting at a point at my stomach, and then like my arms kind of draping over my arms just like that, you know? So that's what I've got so far, is just this beginning of the front panel. I'm really excited. I really like the stitch that I'm using. It's just a 2-row repeat. The first row is a single crochet, and then the second row is 2 half double crochets into a single crochet, skip a space, then 2 half double crochets again. So basically, I really enjoy how it's turning up so far. I love the drape. It's really nice. I think it's gonna look great on. And I'm just using some scrap yarn, just some bigger balls. We have this green here, and then we have this bright green. We have this darker purple, which is a paint box yarn. I really like that brand. And then I'm also using this from Hobby Lobby. My light purple I'm out of, but I did order some more from Hobby Lobby, and that should be coming in a couple days. So hopefully we'll be able to get back to this project. But yeah, I'm just using a 5.5mm hook, and this is my beautiful, beautiful Furls hook. Look at how pretty she is. This is just a 5.5mm Furls hook in the color pistachio. I got this set for Christmas and I absolutely love them. I love the weighted feel of the aluminum hooks. I feel like it helps me control my stitches a little bit better, and it's a little bit less work on the wrist, which is kind of counterintuitive. You would think that a heavier hook would mean more work on the wrist, but it almost like has a movement to it that just kind of lets your wrist go along with it instead of having to push it. So I really like that feature, and I'm really excited to be using my brand new hooks. But yeah, that's the crochet project. And then with my knitting project, so right now I am just on the like 2-row repeat of knit stitches all the way across and then purl stitches all the way across with the ribbing on the sides. So basically I have to knit until this section is 4.5 inches long, and right now I'm about 2.5 inches, so not too bad. I just got about 2 more inches to go, and then I'll start to increase. I'm working the back panel right now, so hopefully that will build up quickly, and then I can get to the increases and begin to really shape that garment. So I'm really excited. I'm just using some Lily Sugar and Cream in the shade Playtime. And I really like this yarn. I originally bought it so that I could make some crop tops for my Etsy. And you may have seen the images on my Etsy or on my Instagram, which basically it was just a simple triangle crop top with a little band around the bottom and then a tie in the back. And I really liked that design, but it wasn't very size inclusive, and it was also hard to size up and down. So I really just made like one size and then kind of like put it on like myself and then on other people, and it didn't really work that well, and I never got any sales on it anyway. So I think honestly using this yarn for something else is probably a really good idea. I'm glad I'm able to use it, and I love the way it's striping up in this knitting pattern right here. So I'm really excited about it. I know Lily Sugar and Cream isn't the softest cotton yarn, but that's actually okay for this project because I wanted this project to have a little bit more structure. Not maybe too much drape, but just a little bit. And I think the Lily Sugar and Cream will be nice with that. Anyway, so that is all I have for right now. I'm gonna wind down and go to bed, and then I will talk to you tomorrow. Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. Okay, so basically I got up at a good time today and felt like doing some work, so I got straight to work and did some work on my paintings for my class. And I've got all of my motifs, all of the 8 motifs that I need. I'll throw in a clip of them here. So now I'm done with that. And the only thing that I have to do still is scan them in and then put them in Photoshop and then create the patterns out of it. So basically for this project, I may have already explained this, I'm not sure. I have to have a hero print and then 3 coordinates and 3 ditzy patterns. So like kind of like a texture pattern. So I plan to do the hero print with the sailboats that I painted and then also the seagulls and the waves and everything. Maybe a little bit of paisley thrown in there in the background. And then for the other patterns, the coordinate, I'm thinking of paisley. And then maybe just like a sailboat print with like just the sailboats like calmly on the water or something like that. And then the texture prints, I'm thinking the waves, the seagulls, the stars, all that kind of stuff, maybe some stripes. And yeah, I'm just really excited to be working on this project. I'm really excited to be done with painting my motifs. I think that's really exciting. So tonight at class, I will scan them in and I will be editing them in Photoshop, and I can't wait to show you the final result. I might not be done this week, so it might be in the next video. Other than that, I think I'm going to get to work on my presentation for this class. Even though it's not really due yet, I just want to get a good look for what the presentation, the slide deck is going to look like. Just to get the vibe of the project and everything. I've already done my mood board, so I can show you guys that. And then, yeah, I'll just start working on that project. And then maybe after that, I'll do some knitting or crochet. My Hobby Lobby order should be coming in soon. I'm not sure when. Let me check the day on that. But yeah, I'll update you when I know. Bye for now. Okay, wait a second. I totally forgot to explain to you what the project is and also what my theme for the project is. So basically, the project is to create prints that would eventually be printed on fabric, whether that be for interiors or fashion or decor and stuff like that. I'm thinking more of an interiors, maybe like a Nantucket vibe, because my theme is called Americana Dreamboat, because I wanted to show a little bit of patriotism. I was mostly inspired by a former SCAD grad. Her name is Caroline Lanier, and hi Caroline if you're watching this. But basically, her brand is called Labor Day Weekend, and it's very patriotic, very upcycling kind of style and everything. I love how she uses all reclaimed materials and everything. It's super cool to see what she does with each piece. Each piece is unique, and all of the materials that she uses to make each item are actually recycled and thrifted, which I think is really cool. She cares a lot about the environment, as do I. So I'm really excited to be using her brand as inspiration for this project. I did get permission from her to do so, so don't feel like I'm stealing any ideas or anything. But yeah, I contacted her and I was able to get some photos of her work from her and just to like use them as inspiration photos, use them in my presentation, stuff like that. Basically, in her pieces, she mixes a lot of different techniques, which I think is really cool. She mixes crochet, quilting, sewing, needlepoint, stuff like that. I think it's really cool to see all of the different ways that these pieces come about and all of the different materials and techniques that she uses. I think it's really great. So if you want to go check out Shop Labor Day Weekend, I would go ahead and click the link in the description. She is awesome. I love Caroline. She's a great person. And she's also a Christian like me, which is really exciting. So I feel like me and her both share the idea that we should be stewards of God's creation in our work. And she does that by using recycled materials and everything, like I said. Really just spreads the word of the gospel through her work, which I think is really awesome. So yeah, I've used her brand as inspiration for this project. All of my motifs will be configured into patterns once they're scanned into Photoshop. And then also, I might be able to print some on fabric and show you guys. Probably not in this vlog because that'll be a couple weeks down the road. This project isn't due right away. But I'm really excited to be designing these patterns. I'm not the best with digital software like Photoshop and Illustrator and stuff like that, but I'm learning, and I think it's really exciting to get to play around with all that stuff and just see where my mind takes me and see where the creativity leads. So I'm really excited to be playing around with Photoshop and everything and making patterns and all that that could potentially be printed on fabric, which is super exciting. I have done that before, but it was a very basic repeat brick print of one motif. So I feel like I kind of maybe missed the mark on that project. That was for another class a couple semesters back. But basically, I'm really excited to be kind of redoing the same project, but in a different way with a different theme and a different teacher as well. Because I feel like it's awesome to get the guidance from Photoshop that this teacher has to kind of walk me through some of the things that I'm a little bit struggling with. So yeah, overall, I'm really excited to be working this project. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys my presentation and my mood board. And yeah, I will show you once I'm done everything. Might not be in this vlog, like I said, but it'll come eventually. You know, I'll get it done. So signing off for now, and I will see you later. Hello everyone, it's been a couple of days since the last time I checked in with you for the vlog. However, I wanted to open my package of yarn that I got from Hobby Lobby on camera with you guys. So let's get into it. Okay, it's here. So this is the yarn that I ordered from Hobby Lobby. It is Crafter Secret Cotton in the shade 32 Lavender. Exactly what I need for my crochet project, the poncho. And I'm really excited because that means I can continue working on my project, which I've kind of had to set aside for a couple of days. But yeah, basically, I think I'm going to end the vlog here. I've made a little bit of progress on my knitting. I've gotten to the point where I start adding the increases. You know what? Let me show you. Okay, I have gotten to the part where I add the increases on my knitting. As you can see, it's curving outwards. Here, right here is where the increase starts. So yeah, basically I've started working the increases on this top. This is the top of the back. So actually it will go like this, and then the armholes will go like that around. And basically this is going to be the top back, and this is going to be what's touching my neck. So yeah, I'm really excited about that progress, and hopefully I'll be able to finish that in a couple of days. The back panel, I mean, not the whole project. That would be a lot. Because I'm a very slow knitter. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a very slow knitter. I take a long time to finish knit projects. For the most part, I'm faster at crochet, but that's just because I've been doing it longer. So I think I know my way around crochet stitches better and crochet patterns as well. So yeah. But other than that, I think I'm going to sign off the vlog here. I hope you all have an awesome week, and don't forget that if you liked this video, please give it a like and a comment. And if you like this channel, please subscribe. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I love you, my friends and family. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.